So I signed with 3 Arts, and
That's when
I
I met
signed
you,
with
97,
Buckwald,
98.
and I remember they got it. They were like, look, we understand. We get that you want to write and direct, but you may just have to go in one door at a time. And I remember that's why I signed with them, because a lot of others were still really pushing and saying, you could be the next Julia Roberts. You could be the next Sandra Bullock. And while that is really, really an incredible thing to hear, it wasn't what I knew my destiny to be, and that I really, really wanted to write and direct. So at least 3 Arts was telling me, we get your dream. You may have to go in this door to get to those 2 doors. And so I went with that for a while, but I never seemed to get to those 2 other doors. And this is around the time where you and I, because I remember it was like, how can they take me seriously about being a writer-director if I'm not taking myself that seriously? How can I go out for pilot season and work as an actress and still stand here and say, no, but I really, really want to just write and direct? So I had to, you work really, really hard. 3 Arts is very prestigious. Buckwald, I was with Julia Buckwald. I had worked really hard to get to that level, and I was a working actress. I did have one really amazing mentor, David Frankel, which was a game changer for me, because I was still not understanding. I was like, when do I get to go to that other door, the writing and directing door? David Frankel, who is a huge film director. He did The Devil Wears Prada. He did Marley and Me. At the time I met him, so I shot that SAG experimental in 1997. It was getting me in a lot of rooms. And he was doing a TV show at the time called Grapevine, which was in 1998, and it was shooting in Miami. And so I was cast in the pilot of Grapevine, and David watched first and last. And I remember we were on set, and I still, even though it was really amazing to be on set and to be an actress, he watched me kind of always migrating to the crew. And I was always standing with the crew. And I didn't really want to be, and I know I appear to be a girl who, I wear makeup, and I'm a feminine girl. I like all that stuff. And I'm not dishonoring acting. Acting is extraordinary, but I wasn't passionate about it the way I was with writing and directing. And so I was good, but I didn't dig in and want to really go, I didn't want to spend my days going to acting classes. I would spend my days writing and raising money and making my own shorts, and if I could raise enough money, features. And I remember David, and I was like, where are you going to set up the next shot? And I remember David Frankel, we were, it was the in-between shots, and he said, Bethany, he said, I think you're a really, really great actress, but I loved your movie, and you're a really, really great writer and director, and I love you being on this set, but if that's your passion, you go get it. And it was the first person in this industry that said it to me that way. Just like someone that I truly looked up to and admired and was successful in the business that I wanted to be in. He was saying, who you are is enough. I'm about to cry. You can tell.
But it's funny because I tell people that all the time. Now, did you
just needed that one push?
Did you ever act ever again after that?
Well, here's the thing. So I remember him saying that, and I absorbed every single morsel, because no one had ever truly said it to me that way, and sort of filled me up with enough courage. Because I remember sitting down with my manager at 3 Arts and Julia Buckwald at Buckwald and Associates, and I was like, here's the thing. absolutely treasure and adore what all you guys have done for me and believed in me and have given me. And right now I have, not that I was a huge actress, because I wouldn't ever commit. I would just kind of dance around.
It was an income.
Well, and I enjoyed it.
Listen, to be a director, to be where you got to today, that little Disney shit you did and all that. I'm so thankful.
That was
all part of who you are today. It makes me a
better director. I tell you.
Well, we're not having this conversation on the car ride home. We were talking last night on the phone. We went to do an open mic at 10 o'clock at night. And on the drive home, or when I got home, I called you and we discussed that even if this is not what you want to do, doesn't matter. You know that world now. You understand that world. Bethany, as a director, is so much better to work with as an actor, right? Because she was on that side of the camera.
I don't let an actor leave my casting room, and I've been lucky enough to have Jeannie Bacharach as my casting director, because she knows this. If someone comes in the room and bombs and they're nervous, and I can see they're nervous, I don't let them leave the room until all the nerves are gone. Because a lot of times, nerves in a room mean that you really, really, really want it.
That's what, yeah.
And a lot of people come in and they're terrible at auditioning, but man, they were amazing if I had been able to see them do what they did at home before they came. So anyone that's nervous, I stand up, because I remember being in those rooms, and they can feel really intimidating if they're not talking to you or looking at you. Your nerves take over, and for some reason you feel a little inferior. Sometimes not a little, a lot.
How about when you hear this?
I would say...
That's how I would read,
and I would
in front of producers.
Stand up, and I would take their hand and say, hey, guess what? My car almost ran out of gas on the way over here. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next month. I humanize myself, and I just stand there, and I was just like, I feel goofy and silly standing here right now. Let's both stand here and feel goofy and silly. I've cast more people that way, and they shine. You shine. And I love, and there's not a lot of casting. I remember being intimidated by certain casting directors. Oh, sorry. I'm battling throat fever and all that stuff.
I told Lee that I was out till 3 a.m. doing blow. And I thought it was going to be a regular producer's session.
Oh, thank you.
And when I got there, Gus Van Sant was in the room and Travolta.
Oh, my God.
You know, what happens to you? You expect, they just threw a fucking curveball at you.
Yes.
Whatever you read, if you're a young actress and insecure like I was at that time,
it can rattle you.
You're reading and you could hear the line. Like, I'm reading and I'm off book, but I would always center myself. I would always take the script and fold it down the middle. And even if I wasn't looking at it, it was a center for me. Yeah. I'll never forget being in that room. The Sopranos, the second season, my hand was shaking. And what you do is, I was telling you about basketball. That when they said, the first time I acted, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't go to acting class.
Listen, first 3 jobs, I never even saw the director. That's the thing. I was like, where's the director? Even when I said, I'm a director who doesn't sit in Video Village, because a lot of times they're sitting in Video Village 3 rooms away from you, which is fine. I'm not saying that's how I do it is the way to do it. But for me, every shot of every movie I've ever done, and Forever My Girl right now, if you pulled out just one even just one little centimeter, you'd see me. Because I'm as close to my actors as I can possibly be, so that I can be there for them, feed them, not feed them literally. If they need me to feed them, I would, but literally to be there to feed their soul, to feed what they need, to help guide, support, love, help move, pivot, or just be there if, just to be there. That's the safe haven and the bubble that I like to create for my actors.